Okay, You Are What You Eat, a twin experiment on Netflix documentary. I highly recommend watching this. If you're vegan or thinking about being a vegan, or you're carnivore, or you eat meat or whatever, I highly recommend watching this. Very informative. So it took 22 sets of twins, and one twin was given a vegan diet. The other twin ate the traditional American diet, and it was nice. Overall, I did enjoy watching it, like I said. But let me just do some pros and cons. So pro, it brought some light to the food industry, stuff that I knew already, but it can definitely help educate a lot of other people. Talked about minorities having less access to healthier foods in the areas that are, poor, poor areas. Talked about the processed foods, how it was the processed food idea was there, but then it sped up more because of during World War II, I believe, where the men were malnourished, so they needed to thicken them up, pretty much bulk them up. So they created these high calorie foods, processed foods, to thicken them up. All right. So we talked about the chicken industry, beef, or the cow industry, the pork and the fish, the farming techniques, and how much damage is causing to the animals, making them getting sick, and giving antibiotics, and they're constantly being given antibiotics to fight these illnesses or whatever. And it was interesting. I just actually never seen a fish farm though. I saw all the other stuff before, but I just never saw a fish farm. Now the second actually should be one, is the types of tests that they did, the things that they looked at, the different factors. So I look at body composition, of course, losing weight, increasing muscle mass, those kind of things. Brain function as well, gut health, and sexual arousal. Now this one was interesting, where they had a camera pointing at the person's crotch, and then they showed them a video of cats, dogs, or whatever, and then it will shift. They chose whatever porn they wanted to watch, and you see the heat or whatever come from the person's crotch, in a sense, something like that. It might be some scientific terms I probably don't know, I'm probably not saying. Okay, so that's two. So second pro. The last pro is the fact that it showed innovations when it came to plant-based companies and cuisine. They talked about this restaurant that was, served meat, and then this famous place in New York, I forgot the restaurant's name, but then it turned to a vegan restaurant, and the challenges they face, that was interesting to me. And the plant-based companies that started up and started creating these products, either deli meats that's completely plant-based, and then also this cheese company that's completely plant-based. As an entrepreneur, I like seeing that. It takes a lot to do that kind of stuff, so I admire seeing stuff like that. So that was a plus to me, a pro to me. Now the cons, very biased, very, very biased. A lot of propaganda and stuff like that, and I get it. I found out before watching this that the people that created this documentary were actually, I think it was Impossible Meat or Impossible Burger, or whatever the company is called, that produced this movie or documentary. So I get this, but it was mainly at the beginning and at the end of the documentaries where I saw a lot of the propaganda pop up and everything. So the second con though is also the experiment seemed to be secondary, because it was just kind of push more of that stuff. I mean, they were educating us on the way animals are treated and all kind of stuff. I get that, but it was a lot of that. I feel like the experiment was secondary to everything, and the message that they're trying to push. I wanted to see the experiment. I mean, there was 22 sets of twins, only 21 finished. I want to know why that one set didn't finish. Nice to know that, but they didn't show that. It showed at the end that a couple of them stayed on it, or some of them is kind of like one set. I think is kind of less meat but more vegetables kind of thing, but it's 6 months later kind of thing. But it was good. I guess. But I wanted to see more about the experiment, the twin. It's called You Are What You Eat, a twin experiment, but it was more like propaganda really. But anyway, last con was, at the end of the day, these products that they're making, plant-based products that actually are still highly processed. So not highly processed, they're still processed. Because one of the ladies that created the deli meats, all plant-based deli meats, she actually mentioned the word natural flavors. I'm like, that was a red flag to me. And normally when I hear natural flavors or coloring or whatever, I automatically think processed. So they have to do that though, to get that color, maybe not the smell, but the color and the texture. You need to add stuff to it. So it's not gonna be, it has to be processed somehow. So, conclusion, Americans aren't getting enough protein to begin with. Vegans always, I guess, stereotyped the figure that they don't eat enough protein. It's possible to eat enough protein as a vegan. But Americans are overall not eating enough protein. So people that eat meat, they're eating meat, but they eat more fat than actual lean meat, that kind of stuff. So you're still not getting enough protein even if you have meat. And then, so vegans are definitely not getting enough protein at all. So overall, I think people that eat meat need to have a well-balanced plate. Now, people that are vegans, they need to actually really sit down and really think about what they're eating. Are they eating enough protein? And they probably are not. Okay? So they have to really, it takes more thought to put in. If you want to become a vegan bodybuilder or, increase muscle mass, it really takes a lot of thought. So, overall, I do like this documentary, but protein is protein. Doesn't matter where you get it from. We need more of it. Everybody in America, everybody, we need more of it. And my thing is about this documentary showed that the food industry needs to change. Doesn't matter what you want to say, either vegan or not, the food industry needs to change. There's a lot of people that are going to potentially lose money if you do actually change it to benefit the actual people, the customers. But so it's going to be a lot of work, to actually change the food industry and make it healthier overall, protein, meat or not. It's going to take a lot. So it was, like I said, the documentary is really good. If you're a meat eater, I think you should watch it. If you're vegan, I definitely should watch it. But it was good. Does it change my mind about meat? No, it doesn't. But it was very educational. I do appreciate, watching it. All right, guys. I hope you get a chance to watch it. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.